This is the C major chord. Hi, my name is Tom Fontana from TheGuitarLesson.com to teach you the C major chord. Now the fingering for the C major, we'll start off with your first finger on the first fret of the B string. Your middle finger, your second finger, will go to the second fret of the D, and your ring finger will stretch out to the third fret of the A string. We'll be strumming all the strings from the A string for this one. Now pluck each string one by one. And just make sure that there are no strings buzzing or you're not dampening any of the strings. If you are, then just make sure that you're arching your fingers up. Your fingers are all the way up against the higher fret, metal fret right there, and that you're not touching any of the adjacent strings with any of your fingers. Now this will seem like a stretch at first, especially if you're a beginner guitarist. An easier way to play the C major is to just hold down the first fret of the B string and just use the higher 3 strings. That's already a C major, but of course it's not as thick, it's not as full sounding as the big C major. Now, as I mentioned, this will seem like a stretch at first, so don't despair. Everyone went through the learning phase. So even if it seems impossible now, just keep on practicing it over and over and over, and you'll get it sooner than later. Trust me, everyone went through this learning process. Now, a great way to practice chords is to use the chord on, chord off strategy. So for this, you'll just form your chord, strum it, and then take your fingers off, wiggle them a bit, and then put the chord shape back on. And just keep on repeating this. And your aim here is to put the fingers back into that exact chord shape, okay? And after a while, you won't even need to look. Now, a great way to practice chords is to put them into a chord progression. So let's have a chord progression in the key of C major. We'll start off with the 1 chord, the C. Next, we'll go to the 6th chord, which is the A minor. And then we'll go to the G, which is the 5 chord. And our strumming pattern will be the classic down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And when you put it all together, it should sound like this. Play along with me if you can. Now let's have a look at one more chord progression with the C major that you might just find familiar. It goes like this. So that was another chord progression that consisted of 3 chords. We had the 1 chord, the C, the 4 chord, which was the F, and then the G, the 5 chord. And that's how you play the C major.